In this video, I'm going to provide an overview of the first phase of Printavo's new receiving and check-in feature. This new workflow is available in Printavo Premium accounts. This update will streamline your inventory process, enhance check-in accuracy, and save you valuable time. Let's explore what's new and how it fits into your workflow. There's a new receiving section. You'll now find all of your purchasing and receiving tools consolidated under the Managed Goods tab, simplifying navigation and management. We now have color-coded status indicators. Yellow indicates goods are partially received. Green indicates all goods are fully received. These visual indicators help your team quickly understand receiving statuses at a glance. You now have both bulk and partial receiving options. It's now simple to handle bulk receiving of all goods on a purchase order, easily select and receive specific sizes and quantities as they arrive, providing flexibility for managing shipments. We've added enhanced visibility for PO and invoice details, quickly access and edit important information directly from within the receiving section without needing to navigate away, keeping your workflows seamless. We added automatic filtering for goods. Once goods are checked in, they automatically move to either needs to receive or received filters, clearly separating tasks and improving organization. Now let's walk through how to use this new feature step by step. First off, I'm going to walk through the process of receiving goods directly against a quote or an invoice. You'll notice there is a new area in Printavo called Manage Goods. This is where the purchasing functions now live, and you'll notice a new section called Receiving. The Receiving section enables you to group goods that you are receiving by either purchase order or invoice depending on your receiving workflow. The new Receiving functionality gives you flexibility to receive against an invoice or a PO. I created a quote and selected the Quote Approved status to convert the quote into an invoice. Next, I'll select the Edit button to select the receiving status. You'll notice when I select the drop-down list for each item, there are new options under Product Status. For receiving against an invoice, I'm going to set the product status to Ordered. This step is crucial because it signals to Printavo that these goods should now appear in the receiving section. If a product is set to Ordered, Arrived, Partially Received, it will appear in the new Manage Goods area under the Receiving section. If I was receiving against a purchase order, I would need to select Need to Order. You'll notice that the product status is now displayed for the line item. I'll select Save to update the invoice and navigate to the receiving area under Managed Goods. The default view groups goods by purchase order, but because we're receiving against an invoice, I'll switch to Group by Invoice. Notice the orange indicator dot. It tells us at a glance that there's goods ready for check-in. I see my invoice in here with t-shirts ready to check in. If all items arrived, I can select the checkbox to fill quantities automatically. If only some items arrived, I can use the up and down arrows to increment values one at a time or enter the quantities manually into the field. Printavo now allows partial check-ins, so you're not forced to receive everything at once. Once I save this check-in, the receiving status will be updated in the invoice. To review details, simply click the provided link back to the quote or invoice. Here you'll see clearly marked information indicating what's been received, making tracking simple and efficient. Next, I'll walk you through receiving against a purchase order. Based on shop interviews, receiving against a PO is the most common workflow for receiving. In this invoice, I'll select Edit and set the product status to Need to Order. When I select Save, the products will now be available to place on a purchase order. I've navigated to the Managed Goods Purchasing tab. I'll now create a new purchase order where I will add the goods I marked in the invoice. Using drag and drop, I'll add the goods onto the new purchase order. I would repeat this process for every set of goods I'd like to add to the purchase order. They do not need to come from the same quote or invoice. I'll select the purchase order and click on the Edit function, then I'll change the good status to Ordered and click on Save. Back in the receiving view, you'll notice the orange dot next to Group by PO indicating that there are goods ready to receive. Now let's partially receive these goods by selecting Quantities. As before, partial receiving is straightforward and the card color updates automatically. A yellow card indicates partially received goods. Fully received goods turns the card green. If multiple invoices are on one PO, you can collapse or expand views to see individual invoices. If you receive a partial shipment, you can select which order you want to receive the goods against based on the production due date or other factors that may influence your priority. I can return to the invoice by clicking on the invoice link. The invoice line item includes clear visual cues to quickly review what's been received and what's still pending. To summarize, the new receiving and check-in feature makes managing inventory simpler, clearer, and more flexible, saving your team valuable time. Here's how. Streamlined goods management simplifies tracking and management by centralizing purchasing and receiving. Visual clarity. Color-coded indicators provide instant clarity on receiving statuses. Efficiency. Bulk receiving saves time and minimizes repetitive tasks. Enhanced organization. Once received, automatic filtering moves goods to the appropriate categories, improving overall workflow organization. Error reduction. Partial receiving capabilities allow easy correction of mistakes and maintain precise inventory records. The new receiving feature was designed and built to boost your shop's productivity and accuracy. For more information, visit printavo.com or reach out to the Printavo Success Team.